Hello everyone. Before presentations, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nabilah CHAIRUNNISA. My NPM 21220159, and this is the HER English for Secretary. Let's go for part one. Link part one. Record more than 1,700 in individual states, local governments are struggling to make decisions about reopening schools and crowd service this Holy Weekend. Jennifer Johnson reported as America falls victim to the world's largest number of COVID-19 victims. Government officials continue to appeal to their citizens to stay home, but on this Holy Weekend there is debate in every state about allowing people to attend religious service at late age. States are allowing people to gather on Easter Sunday, include Florida, whose governor continues to create social distancing, and we say stay away from crowds. Stay home wherever possible. Timothy Paul will address his congregation via video after COVID-19 put him in intensive care for 21 days, and first he is nearly 400. First Paris he honors to self-isolate if anyone come out to crash and caught the virus, and that I think we will all will. It was a truly painful decision to close our school because we were afraid at the time that we would not to be able to return schools. Our are expected to reopen in September. Lawmakers and educators have learned how dangerous COVID-19. Jennifer Johnson, Global News Country. The great state of Washington is already in crisis with a weak economy, a fragile healthcare system, and food shortage. As Redmond Shannon reports, COVID-19 will likely cause more death and destructions in part of the world. In developing countries like Uganda, uh, COVID-19 COVID-19 threatens to be more devastating than in Italy, Spain, or New York. Weak healthcare system, poor sanitation, and crop living conditions call it to hazardous waste system. Poor sanitation and crop living conditions could leak dirt waste, and with the more area of the world are under lockdown, these countries don't have the financial resource to support those who cannot work. The World Food Program WFP said this crisis is likely to worsen the situation in the Sahel region of Africa. Threat and violence have left millions of people at risk of famine this year, making it a major challenge at the moment, even though our regions are black and because access is very limited and we are trained. Link part one, opinion. Uh, in developed countries like Uganda, COVID-19 threatens to be more devastating than in Italy, Spain, or New York. Weak healthcare system, poor sanitation, and crop living conditions call it the higher death rates, and with most area of the world and under lockdown. These countries don't have the financial resource to support those who cannot work. My solutions. The solution is the public must remain at home in quarantine and worship online to minimize the death rate from COVID-19, and the public can obey orders from the government. The next step is the government to carry out routine health check protocols for the public. Let's go for link part 2. I rely on my intuitions about what a good education look like, and I'm going to let everyone in on a little secret. My intuition is pretty bad. It's based on my experience in the lecture model of education where we talk to people over a very long period, giving the several textbooks to read and giving them taste this what I did. I talked to people right now. That was my original scene, but I didn't stop this years later when I was working as an educational consultant. I was asked to design some learning and I've never done that before, and you'll never guess how I do it. Big injections all the same, but intuition into it, and it looks like this effort virtual intellectual in front of virtual whiteboard delivering virtual points. And opinion, the teaching and learner method itself solves the balance with several real human stars and several books by teaching and learning standards. The teacher plays the role of manager of the teaching and learning process, acting as a facilitator, creating effective learning conditions, and the main aim is to measure the educational goals the most be achieved. Meanwhile, students are studying were all parties to join the learning condition created by the teacher. So this thing work whether or not educational goals are achieved depends a lot on how process and management of the teaching and learning process that has been designed by teacher. Solution, it's help the teacher will pay more attention to student and students condition. This interacting increases into innovative learning. In other words, teachers must have the ability and skill to further improve student activity in cognitive knowledge, skills, basic motors, control skills, and attitudes effective. Let's go to link part 3. Sometimes I buy food without thinking, do I need it? There's even a bit of research to show that when something happened to be in the refrigerator, it's less valuable to us than before. I think a lot of the waste in our society doesn't come down to choice and wants to have the option to add something at any time, whether we use it or not. Part of the reason we overbuy food is that we have a lot of space to store it, so we love in the building or in the design, but when it comes to food, we don't want it to see space in our fridge on our plates. And so I believe that income supplemental why we just fill up on everything when you have a large plate. You try to put a lot of food on it, whether you can eat it or not. If you look around, there is a lot of food waste and the pellets because the persons are just right, so we don't need to buy or make more food. Link part 3 opinion regarding greenhouse gas emission product from food waste. It's a serious problem for several countries, especially China and the United States. Solutions: Intelligence of organic waste into gas stored decomposition process at the final disposal site TPE, composting, a practice cycle, rest and radius, reduce stresses, recycle, or 3R. Paper waste as well as building up power plants filled by waste pellets, compact material. Link part 4. It turned out the high birth rate and population explosions are not permanent problems from some cultural countries, but are part of our step process that the world we could track the demographic transition, better food supplies, hygiene, and medicines means people will stop dying sooner, especially at a very young age. The current effort is to five to five children. 14 years ago, it was five children. So this generation is getting bigger, and fertility is decreasing. The population growth rate will continue to slow in 1971. The average woman had seven children, but 25% of the world they prefer that ago five. Opinion for part 4. The world population is increasing because births outnumber deaths by a ratio of 2 to 1. Surplus first occurs to countries in Europe and North America when mortality began to decline. This marked the start of what sessions called the demographic transitions. This transition then spread across the pan social and economic progress. Combined with improved hygiene and medicine, reduced death rates, the demography transition, which has served well to predict change in the past two countries, will be less useful in the distant future. There is much interestingly regenerative future for fertility and solutions. Change our way of life, respect the environment more, and use natural resources more efficiently. Long-term human survival is more influenced by lifestyle choice than by population size. And so, thank you for Mr. Rangga.